nice to see.
Good to be here.
So we're sitting in Scottsdale, Arizona, in about 30-degree heat, or what would you say in Fahrenheit?
No idea. Nicely
80.
toasty in shorts.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So we just finished, obviously the guys first saw you in San Diego, we just finished that boot camp, now we finished Scottsdale. Really cool boot camp, really good mix of people here, nothing much to do, it's basically a desert with loads of whiskey drinking and golf carts, but 80,000 students on the ASU, very hot young women, and also plastic surgery, capital of the States, lots of faces, which we both love.
Lots and lots of beautiful women here. Like, honestly,
yeah, you were commenting actually.
Unbelievable.
You haven't really been to a place, obviously being from another part of North America where there's not a prevalence of feminine women. You were quite impressed with it, even though you don't particularly like white girls, right?
Yeah, I usually steer directly away from white girls, largely because
We were saying you should
where
work
I'm from
on
in Canada.
We were saying you should work on the Mexican rival to Trump's committee. You're fucking racist towards white women. You're like, no,
Totally.
it's not Latino, it's not black, get away from me, it's disgusting. It's hilarious.
Totally,
But
that's-
you could appreciate the beauty this time.
And ironically, I have been after the couple Latinas and black girls in Scottsdale.
The only two or three.
But I will say that the quality of women here blew my mind. Like, honestly, I would say 30% here are like gorgeous 19 to 22 and like 10 out of 10. 30% of the population. Like, it's, I mean, I would see I've already become desensitized to it. But I would say I would see in an hour here what I would normally see in, I don't know, a couple days of going out full time in my city.
Yes.
Honestly, and that's not even exaggerating at all.
So I guess just before we dive into the topic, which today is going to be the 3 steps to total Daygame lifestyle integration, so becoming something you are rather than something you do.
Total.
Which kind of stemmed off the back of us having a conversation. And a guy was saying, yeah, but I go out and do my 3 sets of 10 approaches over 2 hours, and do 6 hours a week, so I'm doing game, but I don't feel like I'm really changing as a person. That kind of got us thinking, well, how do you really integrate this? So you start becoming that best version of yourself without sounding too Tony Robbins, rather than just kind of going out and layering some basic shit in there. But before we dive into that, I think what will be interesting, especially because there's been a good response to the video we did kind of introducing you, because you've been working with us for a while now and training, and obviously you appeal to the plus 40 market or the older guys. What will be interesting is kind of your view on how it's been to get on girls from the same culture as you in San Diego and Scottsdale, because obviously you do prefer the Latinos, you do prefer the Colombians, but I guess for older guys out there doing it, how have you found it? Has it been awkward? Has it been kind of like eye-opening? Have you found it okay?
I think
points to work on. What do you think?
I found that here, for me, I'm like we've said before, I'm much more dependent, at least in my own head. I'm much more dependent on my energy, how I'm feeling socially. When my energy's on point here, I've found absolutely no problem whatsoever. I haven't found myself to be as successful here as I would have liked, or as in other
Is
places.
this covering Scottsdale and San Diego?
No, more Scottsdale, I would say, because much younger crowd here. I mean, the average age here is probably 19 maybe, which is different for me. Normally, you've got like a spectrum of people.
Yep.
So there's that, and of course 19, 20 in the US is different than 19 or 20 in Colombia or Eastern Europe. So definitely I've found that I had to work harder getting myself into my proper high energy positive self, become at a higher social level, and then I can interact at a higher social level.
I think the key to remember though is, again, I mean, we all have our moments of kind of questioning ourselves and second guessing ourselves, and again, because you're not used to approaching white girls, I think sometimes you had a tendency to maybe think, oh no, am I too old for this, right? And then we kind of had to take a step back and be like, well, no, fuck no, because they're still attracted to an older guy, but it's almost, again, we get into our own head about our own limiting beliefs. Right?
Totally. And of course I'm not by no means a master, so obviously I've got that working in the back of my mind at all times too. I can relate to the guys that are like, oh my god, am I coming off creepy?
But you did that, so what was interesting is you kind of had that kind of, not a meltdown, but you kind of had that second guessing
Inner
moment.
crisis sort of thing.
Yeah,
moment.
but then you went out yesterday. Well, you tell the story about being in pharmacy.
Yeah, it's really funny because I'm losing my voice, or it's coming back now, but I almost lost my voice from going out to some of the clubs.
Well, that set the scene as well. You'd lost your voice. You sound like a walrus, a horny walrus. when you came out in the morning, and I sort of focused on your voice, but I looked at your face, I was like, fucking hell, it's Freddy Krueger. You had these two giant eyes, one was going up to the ceiling, the other was going pointing down the floor, and they're like someone's got a vacuum cleaner and suction them out. Bloodshot. Like fucking, I don't know whether you were just trying to like, I don't
Just
know.
need to double check, this is recording, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if you're trying to like just do that whole thing and pretend you're not ill and it felt better for it. But,
Dude, I don't know
but
what
you
it
look
was. Like
fucking
obviously,
terrible, man.
serious eye infection in both eyes, tons of eye goop, super red.
Shall we just actually one sec? Let's pause it and just make sure the volume. So yeah, you were looking like a Halloween mask.
Really, really funny. And actually, you just told me that, dude. You're looking like you're wearing a Halloween mask, which is great for your self-confidence, by the way. But honestly, I will say it's probably the worst day physically that I've had in quite a while, maybe since Rio. My eyes were super bloodshot, super red, super puffy. My voice was completely fucked. And ironically, my energy actually went up. I was started feeling more and more good. And I had some of the best approaches that I've had in the last 2 weeks. Yesterday.
Well, that one,
Best
the first
response.
one where we're getting you some shit to sort your eyes out.
Yeah, it was pharmacy game. I've never practiced pharmacy game. I'm going to get my meds. She's in the lineup in front of me to get her meds.
But very, very good looking, very good looking white girl. And she was 20, 21.
20,
and you had a
yeah.
fucking amazing conversation. That's potentially game on for tonight. She's massively invested.
Yeah, I'll be seeing her probably in about an hour. She was texting more than me back and forth. Super eager to get together. So it's a classic case of one of the times where you think to yourself, okay, this is not a good opportunity. I shouldn't do this. But she was standing right beside me in line, and it just seemed like a perfect opportunity.
And that's going to fall into one of our points about taking every chance you get. But then just following on from that, again, you've had that kind of existential crisis going, am I too old for the girls that have been educated in basically the States? Culturally, it can look a bit weird if there's a 40-plus girl with a 20-year-old woman. But then you went out and closed on a couple of stunners, and potentially, some more stuff happening there. So it just goes to show it's all in our head. It doesn't matter whether you're in Colombia or whether you're in the US. As a 40-plus guy, you can bang easily.
It's the difference is the numbers. Like if we go out and you approach 20-year-olds, you're going to get, 13 of them are going to have an extremely positive response, and it just goes from there. If I approach the same 20 girls at a really good high energy level, okay, maybe I'll get 7 of them. But who cares?
Well, I think
But really, you think about it, you go, okay, do I really care that I had to approach an extra 5 girls?
But also, it just goes to show, because this, one of our clients, he didn't actually take her home because, major red flags in the actual dating process, which is good for him in the long term. As frustrating as it is right now, he's going to learn a lot from it. But he got a girl out who was 20, he's 47.
And she was definitely
clean.
8.5. And I saw them on their date. She was extremely into it.
So he's more than double great, and she was completely up for it, and he fucked it up for, you were there
For different reasons.
Different reasons, but it was nothing to do with the age. That is the fucking...
And I would say she hung out with him for 3.5 hours of her life on a date where, she was clearly just there because she wanted to get fun. I've never seen it so obvious from me on the outside. I've never been able to notice that before. But so, do you want to get into things? Do you want to debrief a little bit more about
No, I think the key points for the boot camp is it was a nice combination. We had 2 guys. One was a 20-year-old student, quite confident, cool guy, and one was a 47-year-old guy from Atlanta. But what's interesting is they just bonded. It's one thing you see.
Really cool.
It's very funny how Daygame kind of brings people together and they're getting on like a house on fire.
And then they're introducing each other. This is my roommate, blah blah blah, because they were
Like,
staying
how the
together.
fuck do you two know each other? No, but it's a cool place. Just to sum up on that before we get into the meat of this topic, I really like Scottsdale. I'd recommend you guys come out here. Again, not much to do. If you want to see real beauty, though, I'd say it's in my top 3 cities alongside Boston and San Diego for the US.
Yeah, I would say. I was blown away in San Diego. I would say a step up here as far as
If you like
quality.
your blonde girl, if you like your white girl, if you like your American girls,
Yeah.
which I do, whereas your fucks, the accent isn't that novelty to you.
No, it's kind of.
quite opposite for me.
Yeah, but I can definitely say I can appreciate here.
Like white girl.
It's unbelievable. Beautiful blonde, beautiful blonde, beautiful blonde. Like, it's almost exhausting to see.
So, yeah, I guess getting stuck into this topic. So the problem, the reason for this is the problem we see is guys kind of thinking Daygame is something you are. It's something you kind of do rather than what you are. But what we're trying to get with these kind of three points we're going to make is making it is you're kind of becoming the best version of you.
Huge.
Daygame is something you become it is that best sociable version of yourself rather than something just sort of do like a robot,
Totally.
right?
I see guys getting caught up in the thread on WhatsApp, and even just in talking to guys.
Because you kind of moderate a big thread of about 200 people on WhatsApp. We kind of almost mentoring them a bit.
Yeah.
So if you guys actually want to be part of that, just drop me an email saying Mr. C's WhatsApp group, and then we can sort you out, get you stuck on that. That'd be good.
It's a common thing that comes up repeatedly, trying to figure out the right things to say. And in my opinion, when your energy is right and you're in the right state, what you say is 100% irrelevant. I mean, you don't want to be creepy, but aside from being creepy, which you wouldn't be anyway if you're in the right state, it really doesn't matter. Like, how do you compliment a girl in a red dress? You fucking say she looks stunning. How do you compliment a girl in a yellow dress? If you want, you say she looks stunning. How do you compliment a girl with red hair? You walk up and you tell her, I think you look nice. Like, the wording is completely irrelevant. This is so opposite to like 1980s mystery method shit. You really got to get away from the idea of like memorizing scripts and lines and blah blah blah. That comes off as creepy and manipulative because it is.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? So
100%.
step number one is basically practice.
Become.
Yeah, practice your social skills with everyone, because Daygame is very verbal. So basically, we were talking about, for guys out there, banter with everyone. You've got a busy working life, banter with everyone. It doesn't matter whether it's a 5-year-old kid,
Totally.
or it's an 80-year-old woman. It doesn't matter whether it's a gay guy driving you to the venue. So, for instance, we were driving to down to meet the guys the other day, and there was a fucking outrageously gay guy driving us in our Uber. But what you did was you took the opportunity to banter because it leverages your state, gets you
Totally.
playful. And because, if you go through like basically being playful and kind of in that attraction phase with everyone, when you do see that 10 out of 10 coming along, you just automatically know what to do to flip into that energy, right?
Yep.
It's not just, oh shit, there was the 10 now, because
Totally.
you sat there in the corner doing nothing.
Totally.
And
Now
you're
I'm
very
on.
good at that, building that social snowball and that momentum constantly. You're very high energy, you're very playful. The key to this is wherever you are, or to whoever you are, humans respond to positive, playful banter.
I think the biggest thing that I see is twofold on that point. Guys, if you come out with me, you're going to see right away I'm going to send you into sets with people that you're not attracted to. And classically, I'll hear the reply all the time, oh yeah, but I don't want to fuck her. Okay, but you don't deserve that yet. When you're at a high level of social value, okay, you can be that selective. And even then I wouldn't be that selective because it's just not fun. I would say, go and talk to them. Walk over, discover how to be charming. Yeah, but that's a gay guy. Okay, well, discover how to be charming to that gay guy because he might have a cute sister. Or, even to get beyond that, get beyond the idea that you're taking from people. Like, I want to go up to her and take something from her. You really have to break that. In my opinion, that's what being social is about. You're learning to not take from people. I don't care if it's the bartender. I don't care if it's the person making your coffee or the Uber driver. Learn to add value to them.
It's very true.
You've got 30 seconds of their life.
It's the art of charm.
Learn
right?
exactly.
And
It's
people's
being
kryptonite
charming.
a lot. If smiling and laughing, if you can get, if you're very good at this, you can pretty much go up to anyone, whatever the situation, get them off in 5 seconds.
Totally.
But for women, it's kryptonite. If you're in that playful banter state, you can kill Daygame because it's something you are. It's not something you do.
Totally.
So I'd say that's point number one. Is it really just become that person, become that playful, high energy person?
Yeah. So if you're going to go to the bar tonight, I'm not into the night game as much. Let's say you're going to go to kind of a casual on the patio like we were yesterday, right? I view it like it's your job. You own that patio. You're like the maitre d' of that patio or that street when we were in
Kind of
Lapa.
like the nightclub owner.
Yeah, you own the venue. It's your job to make sure people are having a good time. So now you walk up to those two average-looking girls sitting at the table beside you, and using the exact same approach, you walk up, excuse me, can I tell you something? Yeah, sure. And now you open them, and you're not trying to get their number, you don't have to sexualize it, but you open them and you talk with them, and then you walk away. And now you've made two friends. And now you walk over to that really tough-looking guy in the other corner, and you say, hey dude, I got a question for you. Me and my mates are arguing. I think you're a fucking collector for the mafia. He thinks you're a lawyer. Which one of us are right? You're just being faithful. But you have to cultivate the ability to be charming to all those people.
Everyone.
That's why
Doesn't matter who they are.
if you come out with me, I'm going to send you to talk to a woman or mom. And then next, I'm going to send you to talk to two parents and their daughter that might be 16. Okay.
Or a mixed group, so a table of 8 people, right? 3
Yeah,
girls, 5
or
guys.
4 beautiful women. The trick is, how do you become charming to all different people? And if you can master that, then you're the man.
You've got it halfway there, right?
Totally. The woman walks into the bar, she already sees that you have a great interaction with 6 people around you. That's the guy that you want to be. Plus, it's like the snowball effect, like you said. You can interact with these different people, and it increases your state, your level of charm. It increases at 5% each time, so that when the beautiful woman walks into the bar, you're at like a 90% level, and you naturally walk over to her like a stallion.
So it approaches it, it increases it, obviously you snowball that energy, not just on a sort of micro level because you're going out that day, but over a longer term level, you start becoming that playful fucking charming character.
Total. And it feels awesome to be that
It feels good, you feel, we're built to be sociable. A lot of people's sticking point is the attraction phase of Daygame, where you're going up and you're meant to be playful straight away. They say to me the same old shit, James, I don't feel like I'm getting better. And then, because they're normally just like this, and then they go out and they do their 2 hours a day game a week, you're not becoming better, obviously, because you're not practicing that all the time. You are, it's that whole Aristotle quote of you are the sum of your habits. You're constantly being that playful charming guy. That is what you are, right? And
Totally.
It's not having to flick into Daygame, it's just you are that fucking guy.
And the really cool point with that is, okay, today you're not really feeling it. You feel self-conscious or low energy or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for the next 2 hours, don't go out and get numbers and hit on the 10s. Don't hit on the models because your energy is too low. For me, I'll have times where I'm like, okay, I want to hit on her, but there's like 5 chicks, they're all 10s. I don't have the energy right now. Okay, approach someone else. Charm them. Talk to your server. Talk to the guy at the table sitting by himself. Talk to that gay guy that just walked by that's dressed fucking impeccably well. Approach all those people and you gradually build yourself back up into your frame.
Very true. It's a great point. This is social skills, so the more you practice being sociable and playful, the easier life becomes. It really is that simple. There's nothing else to say on it apart from banter more, be playful more, everyone in your life.
Yeah.
Because humans respond to playful, energetic.
So point 1, recap, become the high value social guy that you want her to think that you are. Become him. Don't learn scripts of what he would say or do. Become that motherfucker, and then you can actually, then you can just be yourself, and she'll be attracted.
And the more you practice as well, the more you have a deep understanding of how social skills are put together. Obviously, women communicate a lot of communication, right? So again, the more you practice these social intelligence, these emotional intelligence skills, the more you're able to speak womanese, which is basically use of communication.
And
it's not just surface level, then it's about eye contact, it's about play,
totally.
It's about sexual, eye contact, it's about all that sort of stuff.
And if you're repeating, do it the exact same way over and over. It doesn't matter if it's a gay guy, if it's a couple, it doesn't matter. You don't sexualize it if you're not in that situation. But all the other stuff, being charming, laughing, joking, how you approach, excuse me, can I tell you something? Doing exactly the same. You're learning a skill. But the other cool thing is you'll be the guy that all of a sudden, oh shit, I just found a place to rent. I was looking for a place to rent. I talked to this guy. Lo and behold, he's got 4 properties. I'm renting one of them. This is how I've got some really cool friends. It's just, you start talking with a guy. I had a guy that I became friends with. I ended up staying with his family in Rio. It all came from me walking into a clothing store and just talking to him. And then all of a sudden we became friends out of it. And so you get really cool friends. You get some great... I was in, right after the video we shot last in San Diego, I walked over and started talking to another girl at the table. Had a great time with her for a few hours. Then we said, okay, we'll meet later. She left. I got up, had a box of pizza that was half eaten. So I had half the pizza wasn't eaten and it was delicious. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna throw this out, but I don't wanna throw it out. So I look around the patio and there's a guy sitting near us by himself. So I walk over to him. Excuse me, this is gonna sound really funny, but I've got this leftover pizza. We start chatting. Turns out he's a tech investor. He runs a venture capitalist fund for investing in tech companies that specialize in construction. So now we start talking. We've got some overlap between what we do and future potential opportunity there that has nothing to do with dating. So it's just about becoming more social, and you have no idea where those opportunities lead.
And on top of that, becoming more social boy as well, practice your seduction skills with all women you come across. practice as well. And even if you're not attracted to women, if you're in a group dynamic, practice flirting, practice giving her those flirty eyes, practice trying to turn her on by thinking about sex. Because it's not, you know, when you practice again, you become that person who understands it. And then when that really hot girl comes along, it's not like you haven't practiced for like 10 days, right?
Totally.
You know what to do because it's the same behaviour.
It's
Again,
muscle
you
memory.
some of your habits.
Basically muscle memory.
Practice the social, practice the seduction skills at all times with all people.
Yes.
Yeah?
So become that guy instead of acting.
Yes.
Basically.
Fake it to become it. Okay, so point 2 is, first of all, it's a kind of a two-part thing, but take every opportunity you get. Imagine if you're a busy city guy. I get a lot of clients I work with are busy city guys. They've got their shit together. They're out doing their thing. They don't have time like us to gallop around the world and be hitting on girls 24/7. But it's especially important as you're going about your week, whatever that way may be. Maybe it's you're hungover on the way to work at 6 a.m. You see that smoking hot girl on the tube. Maybe it's that quick, you see that girl storming past just before you meet your client after work. Maybe it's at lunch, you see the girl in the coffee shop. It's not an ideal situation, she's surrounded by 5 friends, but take every opportunity throughout the week you get.
Totally.
168 hours in a week. I do recommend going out, and especially when you begin this, doing your 20 to 30 approaches where you have to set aside time. But in order to fill in the cement, those are the building blocks, in order to fill in the cement and again, really maximise your opportunities because life's short, always be switched on and take that opportunity.
Yeah, I think you have to. There's a thing in our brain that makes us analyze whether this is a good opportunity or not.
And it's always when you're not feeling in state, right? So when you're not, you've just left your house and you're feeling like shit and you see that stunner, it's that kind of, you haven't built on momentum.
Yeah.
That's the one you need to train yourself to do when you're not in state.
Yeah, like case in point, at the pharmacy yesterday when my eyes were
When you look
bloodshot
like
and I have no
Freddie
voice.
Freeman. Yeah, and you looked like, seriously, you hadn't looked in the room, but I was like, trying to edge closer to me. I was like, kind of like, I didn't know like,
You did tell me, dude, you look fucking horrible.
But
that was like 30 seconds
basic
before.
point, you've got everything against you there. You're feeling a bit hungover, you had a few beers like before. You look terrible, you feel terrible.
I sound terrible.
And she even stood there, and we were having a conversation about, I think, a failed date the night before. And then you still, after that, were like, I need to tell her something, when she's at the queue. And lo and behold, that approach is the one you're now going to go and see tonight.
Realistically, that was probably turned out to be the most receptive approach.
But that's a
of the
great
whole
example
time.
of taking opportunities.
But I think,
I wasn't thinking about game, but you see the opportunity.
yeah, I think you have to kill. There's part of us as human beings that analyze situations, almost like investments or, I don't know, job opportunities or something, right? But we do the same on a small scale. So when you see her walk by, you analyze. Oh, is it the perfect time? Oh, is her husband or boyfriend going to come around the corner?
Basically thinking of reasons not to do it.
Yeah, you think that you're analyzing whether this is a good opportunity, but you're actually just talking yourself out of it. And I'm really big on killing that. The more you can kill that voice, the stronger you are. So you see her, you think she's beautiful, you approach. That's it.
That's it.
There's no like 1
nothing
second,
else.
2 seconds, 3 seconds.
nothing
No,
else.
it's like a lion going through the jungle
Yeah.
and the gazelle comes
Yeah.
through the grass.
Yeah.
A lion doesn't sit there and think, but the sun is in the wrong place.
Oh,
you
it's
know.
in my eyes. Oh,
Oh,
my
maybe
whiskers
tomorrow.
aren't perfect. My whiskers are a little bit twiddled today. I can't
I'm
do
probably going to tomorrow afternoon, she'll bounce by in the other direction.
yeah.
No, it's like pounce. You need to cultivate that. And then when you cultivate that, you do it at all times. So you're on your way to a business meeting. Okay, approach her. If you've only got 2 minutes, okay, you've only got 2 minutes to make her life great. But you have to do a 2-minute thing. If you've got 30 minutes, you can do a 30-minute thing. And that I get that you go like, well, I only had 2 minutes. Okay, but it's still, run right away, tell her she looks beautiful and run away because you only had a minute. You have to cultivate that and take every opportunity that when you see them.
Because there were so many, if you actually switched on as a guy, women are incredibly switched on, they're always checking out guys. But I did an experiment once when I was working in the city, and I was like, what, for the entire week, when I'm going about my normal job, I was working for something like a 7 a.m. to a 7 p.m. job, but every time I'm not working and I'm just going about my everyday life, whether that's at work, on the way home, or whatever, I'm going to just scan for opportunity. And I walked past in London, which I don't even particularly rate as a city, there were 100 opportunities I know.
In a week?
In a week of just girls walking past that I definitely would have banged. And you know what? If you took all of those, you'd never have to actually set aside sessions to go and do Daygame, because you're really maximising your time. We talk about time being the most valuable commodity you have, which it is by a million miles, because you can make money back, whatever. You can never regain time. But if you're really switched on with this shit, you can absolutely maximise just understanding how Daygame works. You can do it in such a way you really don't have to take much time to actually do game.
And the beautiful thing is, in a situation like that, let's suppose you didn't do any game, you just approached those 100 girls and each one of them is a 5-minute interaction, and let's just say you only went on a date with 10 of them and you got laid with 2 of them. Let's just pretend, okay? Forget about the whole Daygame dynamic, the dating, the sex, whatever.
Is it recorded?
Yep.
Okay, how can you tell?
Because last time I pressed pause. We can press pause.
No, it's
Imagine how incredible you do that week at work.
Yeah.
Because you're so fucking confident. Imagine when you go to court, you fucking own it. Imagine when you go and negotiate with a client, you own it. When you have your raise review, you own it. Like, the point is, you become that guy. You know, and I have literally gone, I think with business, I've gone to court maybe 7 times, but I had to go to Supreme Court with my ex, which for me became an intimidating thing. I hadn't done it before. And so I would intentionally go downtown and game for 3 hours to get myself in a good place, and then I'd go to court and fucking own it, and then I'd be in a great place to go out for 3 hours after court and do more dating. You know, so if you were to use your example, if you were to approach each of those that you saw, your life that week would be fucking incredible. Forget about like antidepressants and like all this other bullshit. You'd be at a very high level.
very true.
So that's on the macro level.
Well, that's
the micro level.
That's on the micro level, but also, what we say is take ownership of creating the opportunities for you to do this. You know, total responsibility. Don't sit there complaining there's no hot girls around me. If you like girls that are in shape, start gaming in gyms.
Well, when we were going to say on a macro level, let's say that you say, okay, I don't like women in the West because they're so feminist and blah 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 blah. Okay, well for $500 I can fly from where I live to Colombia, and or Scottsdale or wherever you want to go. And I can be surrounded by Latinas or black women or European women, whatever you want. We live in the time in the world where it's very easy to do that. So if you want to be gaming chicks that are 18, 19, 20-year-old Latinas, don't bitch and complain that in my city there's no women like that. Fucking man up, earn a couple bucks, and fly to that city where you can do what you want to do. You create those opportunities and then take advantage of them, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So it's on a micro level and on a macro level, become active.
Yeah, and if you do like, for example, I do like girls that are in the gym, so if I am staying in a place for 2 or 3 months, I will go and get a load of different gym classes for a week and just game in the gyms and burn out, because I know I love girls in shape, and I know it's actually better to do targeted day game, because I know that if you like really hot college chicks, game on the campus with hot college chicks, so you can be smart about your day game as well. Be
totally.
Specific.
Use your time wisely.
Yes.
Which is like a perfect segue into the third point.
So
the
what's the third point?
The third point, I guess, if we were to word it in a sentence, is basically earn the right. Really, it's earn the right to be with that chick. Mm-hmm. So let's suppose I really like women that have incredible, which is true. I love really fashionable women that walk in heels really nice and know how to dress and are at a very high level fashionably. Okay, well then as a guy, you need to live in that world too. So it's going to mean you're going to maybe get a fashion coach, maybe you're going to spend some money on your wardrobe. You have to become that guy that's worthy of that woman. You can't be a total slob in jogging pants and expect her to want to ever be around you. It just doesn't work like that.
So I guess it's working on yourself in the long term, whatever, it's improving your SMB, but figuring out, what type of girls you like, or what your common interest is, and really making yourself 10 out of 10.
Totally. You basically say, okay, what type of girls are you attracted to? And then what type of guys are they attracted to some degree? And then you have to put a priority on that. So for you, if you really love girls that go to the gym all the time,
I should also be.
And you're sitting on the couch and you're super overweight and you never shave, well, you're probably going to be in trouble. You should be like, okay, I'm going to take an interest in creating an active lifestyle myself, so that when I meet that chick and I do a great job of opening her and taking her out, she's actually going to be interested in me because I'm not a lazy slob.
Same with the salsa, right? You're
totally.
Salsa.
I love women that dance salsa. It's like, for me, that's crack cocaine.
But what was good is you can also handle yourself on the dance floor, as I saw in Tijuana, whereas I was sitting there with beers, you were like, it's quite good.
So for me, I'm like maybe 50%, but I've danced salsa a lot. I overcame my fear of looking like a gringo idiot, which was the first couple years. And then you become better and better and better. So now I can actually do it. I see a girl there, I want to dance, I want to watch her dance salsa, so I can enter into dancing salsa with her, and then we have an incredible time, and it's super sexy. But I had to invest a fair amount of time, and I had to overcome my fear of looking like an idiot because I did for a long time, flop around like a fish, maybe still do. You have to overcome that. You have to put in that effort to become worthy of that woman, like the 19-year-old in Tijuana.
And the reason that's a sort of an integration lifestyle thing is it takes time to really develop these things, you know. But as a man, we have that time because we have our drop off is very slow, so we have time just figure it out and set the goal and then go for it. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Any questions on this stuff, obviously, just comment below. And then just to clarify, because a lot of you have been asking about Mr. C's coaching, he is available for one-on-one coaching. It's exactly the same format as on my my one-to-one coaching page. So get in touch if you're keen. Just drop an email and we can put you in touch with him. And he's also going to be in Europe. So any guys based in Europe that are keen on you, you're going to be helping out in Minsk, which is the Thursday 2nd of May till Sunday the 5th bootcamp. And the next weekend as well, 9th of May to Sunday the 12th, which is also Minsk. The London bootcamp, 15th to 19th of May. Chisinau in Moldova, 23rd to 26th, Hot Moldovan Girls. And then finally, Odessa, June the 1st to June the 8th. Which would be good to see you in Europe charging around. I know there's been a lot of requests from guys based in the UK and Europe for you. So
I basically, if you look at Tusk's schedule, I'm not always with him, but I lead what would you say, like kind of 30-40% of your boot camps anyway, just helping out, taking guys for the day and stuff alongside you. And if you look at his schedule, that's kind of usually what I'm available for. I'm fortunate that probably I only have to be in my city maybe 20% of the time, 15% of the time, and I bounce around a fair amount anyway. So I usually go south to Mexico, South America, but I'm branching out over to Europe.
But you are based in, without being too specific, obviously, to protect yourself from hardcore Canadian feminists, you are based in Canada. So any guys in North America, or the US or Canada, he is a stone's throw, like normally. So yeah, get in touch, and I'm sure you're available for one-on-one if they want that as well.
Totally. Yeah, it's fun there. Even that, I would recommend, even if you're from Canada or near there. Yeah, I would say for a few $100, it's going to be cheaper, let's say the whole week, as far as food and dates and all that shit. If we go to somewhere in South America or we go to Europe, it's going to be cheaper anyway. But the benefit of it is, instead of seeing $110 an hour like I see in my city, you're going to see them like every 3 minutes. So it just gives you more opportunity. It's more fun. So I would say, we can do it there, but better to do it in Europe or South America. And, my schedule is pretty flexible.
Yeah, and then for the older guys watching, again, we're always trying to put out content that you guys will actually want to see, rather than we have the ram stuff down your throats occasionally. But if you have any particular questions for Mr. C you'd like answered, from maybe his perspective on having come through what he does and the fact he's a bit older, please leave them below. And if there's enough likes on that particular comment, then we'll make a video.
Yeah, totally.
That is.
That'd be cool.
Cool, man. Absolute pleasure again. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers.
Good being with you, bud.